mess. I told you about how I didn't realize, and again, it's only me using it, but I know I'm hardly alone with a brush like this, but who the hell would know that brushes get that disgusting? I just happened to, after not doing it forever, look closely at my brush in the hotel, and I'm like, holy fuck, that's disgusting! That is disgusting! All those little things down the bottom like that, that grosses me out. Then I'm putting that in my hair. What is that? Oil? Like what is that? It's got to be, is it my hair? Twisted around and then it gets, I don't know. I don't want to know. Right now it's my only brush. I had to take a shower yesterday. I have to be upset about that gap. Oh, what I'm not upset about is it was so funny because I'm sure I like it. I admit I liked it when I came back here after a month's hiatus from being on YouTube, and my subscribers were up to like over 150. And now since I've been back, it's like, how did I? It's out of sight. I thought it'd be, now that I've been back, like how did I have that many subscribers when I wasn't on YouTube? But now they've dropped less than half, down to like only plus 70 instead of plus 154, which kind of tells me that I'm probably losing subscribers because my newest videos are so boring to people. But, you know, what do you want? Seriously. I at least did the one, you know, didn't I do a couple of dancing videos? At least one dancing video, I don't know. I'm going through hell, you know. So, Trump caved, and I used that because when I heard, I'm not surprised. I haven't talked to Joe, but, you know, for all I know, since Joe always has the inside stuff, or the so-called conspiracy theories and whatnot, he might tell me that you know, Trump was threatened, or Joe's told me before that Trump's had death threats, you know. We don't know what goes on in that world. You know, you could think you know, and you really don't know shit. But the fact is, there's no way this was going to end out and turn out good, you know? And we learned, even those of us that might not be against, you know, stricter border security, the wall or whatever, that it's not, and Joe was like, well, they can go on unemployment. You know, he wasn't being all that compassionate as I was, but towards these workers. But then you're hearing sob stories where they have to go to shelters and food banks, and also, if you don't care about the workers that have to work without pay, then care about yourself, because it was putting our safety in danger. Where so many TSA agents were calling in sick, air control people, they have no morale because they can't feed their families, or they don't know where their next mortgage payment's going to come from. You know what I mean? So it was more serious than Joe's, well, they can go on unemployment, you know, more serious than I originally would ever suspect. I'm sure I wasn't alone thinking, well, yeah, they can get money other ways, you know, this is important or whatnot, but it put all of us at risk. It put all of our safety in danger. That it was going to go, if Trump just continued on, airports were going to start shutting down. So, and Trump's never going to get his wall. So his morale's got to be down too. Pelosi is not going to budge. He's not going to get his wall. I was rooting for him simply because I knew it wouldn't happen. I knew it wouldn't happen. Okay? That doesn't even remotely believe I'm on the side of who I deem. They look like, I don't know. Even people like them were making fun of them. Even liberals were making fun of Pelosi and Schumer. They look like friggin' just, I don't know how to describe it. They just like, there will be no wall. You know what it's like? Okay, we get it, but you're scary. You say Trump's scary, I think you're scary, but whatever. He caved. He had no choice, I'm sure. He had no choice, and then people, and they use the word caved, because they're gloating. I said it to my mom, he caved, and then right online, right on cue, World News Tonight says, people on World News Tonight, you know, they're gloating, and they're like, yeah, he caved. I know. He had no choice. And then people are saying, well, what did it solve? What did it accomplish? Nothing. It accomplished nothing for shutting down the government for 35 days. However, he tried. And remember, it's not Trump alone who thinks there should be the wall. You know, don't just think he's some lone wolf or something. He's not. So he tried, and, you know, it didn't work out. They're not going to build a wall. They're not going to do it. So Trump could have kept the government, and again, it was putting all our safety in danger, in jeopardy. It was putting all of us in jeopardy. And nobody knew that, even those who may have, you know, supported him and rooting for him to get his wall, you know, didn't realize the actual connotations of shutting down the government for that long. It's never been done before. And he was, I guess, losing popularity, and this world's all fucked up anyway. I think Disturbed's A Reason to Fight is a beautiful, haunting song, but I still sarcastically wrote, you know, brilliant artists like the lead singer of Disturbed, you know, create, you know, intentionally uplifting songs like this to try to make us all feel better in our more fucked up by the day, more and more fucked up by the day, decaying world. Laugh out loud. Because it's true. Yeah, sure, a song's beautiful, but you know what I mean? It's like, you listen to it and, oh, that's nice, but then it's over, then the song's over, and, you know. I think that's hysterical. While I'm gone, while you don't get to deal with me at all, my subscribers go up all the way up to plus 154. I couldn't believe it. I thought they'd be all down. It said they're plus 154 from, like, they went up a lot while I was gone for a month, on hiatus from YouTube for a month. They had only been like at plus, I don't know, they'd been pretty low, plus 30 or plus whatever, and now 100, and now they're back down. They've cut more than half since I've been back. It's almost like people subscribed and thought they were going to get, you know, and then all they're getting is me bitching about this contracting nightmare. And even bitching about googly monsters. Googly monsters, there's too much hair wrapped around googly monsters. I can't deal with it. Like I said, I might send them on, you know, I might, whatever. So I'm gonna be like, right now, I gotta clean this fucking kitchen, right? This kitchen's driving me insane. I'm under so much stress with this contracting bullshit that my voicemail on my cell phone now reads my voicemail, because it only holds 20, it's a flip phone, it holds 20 voicemails. It fills up, even if there's a day my mom leaves me a lot of messages. I have unheard messages from the contractor and from the field adjuster when I was bitching up a storm. Turns out I was bitching about the wrong thing, but I don't know. I don't understand any of this. I don't understand any of this. I don't understand any of it, okay? I don't understand how 3 credit cards piled on top of each other, that much width, that thickness is acceptable for a gap that leads to your back wall in your bathroom when you've installed these little, you know, what seems to me very cheaply made 4-piece, okay, acrylic shower tub 4-piece enclosures that they falsely call all one piece. It's bullshit. It's 4 pieces and not all one piece. Okay, it's bullshit. It's bullshit. But nobody can have an all one piece, I guess, but they can't get it through your door. I don't know. I don't see why not. That's how they come, and to me it just doesn't, none of it makes sense, okay? What does make sense in this world? We've got, like I said to my mom, just like this, it's monotone, you know. I told her last night because I'm hearing something else. I'm like, yeah, Mom, guess what happened in Pennsylvania State, the campus, on campus. This is following the execution style. Someone goes into a bank, and I'd rather be shot quickly and not know than have one person shot and then you know you're next, you know what I mean? Execution style, boom, 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 one after the other, the 5 women in that bank, 4 employees and 1 customer. Unlucky to be there that day, you know. Bank employees will probably always be there, and for the most part, but the customer just unlucky day. Boom, 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 boom. Why did he do it? Isn't he like 20-something? 21? He's young, you know. And then last night, Penn State campus, 21-year-old is sitting with his companion, his girlfriend, whoever it is, in a restaurant on campus. Pulls out a gun, shoots and wounds her, doesn't kill her. I'm going to be a monotone to make a point. Randomly shoots a father and son are in that restaurant. Shoots them dead, randomly. Okay? So, shoot whoever I'm with, pull out a gun, shoot whoever I'm with. She doesn't die. Then I decide to randomly shoot a father and son dead. And then I decide to leave this restaurant and go to a nearby house, break in, shoot dead the 83-year-old man who lives there, and his wife is in the upstairs bathroom hearing him get shot and die. And then he turns the, you know, then the 21-year-old turned the gun on himself. Motive? My mom's just brilliant, you know, she's just like, you know, I'm like, are we going to know why? And she's like, Laura, there is no why. I know, there is no why. I was being sarcastic. We're not going to know why. He's dead. He's not going to tell us why he did it. The other one, that's not a bank robbery, like the experts, the authorities are saying, it's not a bank robbery, it was an execution. They don't believe it's a bank robbery. They believe they went into the bank just like someone goes into a school. But a school shooting is like planned. Get it? This guy pulls out a gun on his companion in a restaurant, boom. I mean, it's like the movie Bird Box, where people just go crazy and start killing each other or killing themselves, or, you know. But this world, I'm sorry, yeah. When the seasons change by 5-figure death punch. And then, of course, A Reason to Fight by Disturbed. They're so uplifting, especially the latter, this Disturbed song. So uplifting. You listen to the lyrics, like, wow, blah, 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 whatever, okay. Yeah, it's a beautiful song. This world is just fucked up. People watch the movie Bird Box, and now they're driving with their eyes closed. The latest challenge. Finally, after all this time, YouTube is not going to allow these so-called challenge videos, eating Tide Pods or setting yourself on fire, or the spiggy, what is it, the shiggy, all those. Not going to allow it. Not going to, if they, you know, they're going to remove the videos, whatnot, but it's about time. They shouldn't have been allowing them all along, but why do people do things like that? Why did that guy jump into shark-infested water from that cruise ship 100 feet down? He doesn't know. He was drunk and he did it, and he could have, he might have died, but he also could have been paralyzed for life, and he didn't care while he was doing it, you see. It's one thing if you want to commit suicide, and you know if you jump off of a high building, you're going to die, okay? Why are you going to jump 100 feet down into unknown territory, into these waters from a cruise? Why are you going to do it? You know, don't tell me that this world is fucked up. Even if these people are fucked up, even if they're not going out and shooting people or killing themselves or whatever, they're fucked up. It doesn't make sense. You jump from a cruise ship from over 100 feet up, and it doesn't make sense if you close your eyes while driving either. I mean, yeah. There's no answers. Joe told me he believes when we die we'll have all the answers. I don't think we will. I said, well, will we know things like why Chris Watts annihilated his entire family? Or he's like, Laura, you're never gonna know. That shit I could answer now. It's because they allow, it's not them when they're doing it. They allow a demon to get fester inside of them, and that's it. It takes over. Joe asks for protection even when he does yoga. He believes 100% and he watches Twin Peaks, and that's all. David Lynch is all about alternate universes, parallel, and the unseen affecting the scene and all this crap, and Joe believes all of that, okay, all of it. I don't know if I'm going to purchase A Reason to Fight. I like it. I do like it. And I know I like having slower songs. Sometimes I'm an MP3 player. I don't always. I mean, Jonathan Davis, I love what it is, you know. I might buy it. I might buy Season's Shame. Season's Shame, no. I just sit here and I just don't understand why people do these things, like driving while with their eyes closed, or setting themselves on fire, or eating pot detergent. I don't understand. And you can't just say because they're stupid. It's not good enough reason for me. It's not going to satisfy me. I don't understand this. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. I watched the weird movie Annihilation, and the doctor on it was talking about, because what's the face? I can't think of the damn actress's name, but whatever. She's asking why her husband would have volunteered for a suicide mission, and the doctor looks at her, the psychologist or whatever, she's looking at her and she's like, do you ever wonder, you know, because they talk about cell programming into ourselves, she's like, and they talk about self-destructiveness being programmed into ourselves, because she's like, you know, very, very, very few people commit suicide, Catherine, but all of us self-destruct in one way or another, be it alcohol or cigarettes or promiscuity or any what number of things you could think of. Just about everybody in one way or another self-destructs, okay? So it's programmed, the movie's premise is that's programmed into ourselves, whatever, to self-destruct. Because why would you volunteer for a suicide mission when you know everybody that's gone into the shimmer has not come out? You know, it's like some weird shit going on where people don't come out. They go in, they don't come out. Why would you volunteer for that? Well, it's a suicide mission, yeah. Very few people commit suicide. I've been saying this for years and years and years. I was never, quote, suicidal, unquote. I never had any plan to commit suicide. I used to say I don't understand how people can do it, etc. I actually go through with it. But I had no problem doing any number of engaging in any number of self-destructive behaviors. Did I know that could have easily led to my death, or worse, in my opinion. In my opinion, there are things worse than death. And that's not everybody's opinion, though, you know. I'm sure there are people who lead full and relatively happy lives who become paralyzed from the waist down and are just a talking head with an unusable body, but I would rather die. Okay, it's me. Sorry, it's how I feel. I wouldn't want to be in that position. I'd rather just die. And lots of things worse than death could have happened to me the night my so-called 7 or 8 month live-in love, sarcasm intended, shoved me away from him violently and didn't care where I ended up. Where I ended up was flying backwards down that hill, and the only reason I didn't get more seriously hurt is because my arms that were covered from bruises from all here to here and scratches and blood and everything else stopped my head from hitting directly, but of course once I landed it was such impact, my head still went flying back, but it was from that much distance as opposed to, you know, too much distance that probably would have smashed my head open, cracked it open, or, you know. Some people would say I had a guardian angel. If you believe in that kind of shit, I should have been dead. But as I tell people, I wished it's been how long wishing I had died that night. See, so only people who have ever suffered long-term abuse know I'm not saying it's awful to suffer short-term abuse, because of course it is. But long-term abuse is worse, okay? Because it's day by day, and you're conditioned and build up, and anyone who suffers, you know, any physical scars are nothing compared to the permanent emotional, psychological, you know, scars. So. Right along. Don't want any motherfucking party. Keep my head down. And I didn't know that the singer who wrote that song when I had first really discovered 3 Days Grace, because Never Too Late was playing when I was, you know, in the middle of my abusive relationship with Donald, and you know, that song Never Too Late came on, and it felt like it was written for me, just like a million other people felt like it was written for them, you know, just the words and whatnot. But anyway, but that's Adam Gontier, and he left the band in 2013. I didn't know that. He was replaced by a different lead singer. But the music, I don't listen to a lot of 3 Days Grace. I bought Fallen Angel and I Am Machine, and it turns out that the same person who wrote Fallen Angel and I Am Machine did not write that old song, Never Too Late. Adam Gautier's one, right? It's him, right? And he, unlike the case with Shyman Moore, it was a complete different story. Shyman Moore's pissed that his band, Sick Puppies, even stayed together and still calls themselves Sick Puppies. Adam Gautier was totally different. He's like, I want you guys to continue, and because some fans are saying it should be called 4 Days Grace because it's so different, but I found all this out by accident, because I'm watching Music Choice and I'm reading little blurbs I love to read, okay? Learning about the artists and whatnot. And then I'm like, who is Mets or something or other? And I'm like, where's Adam got? What's going on? Because I knew the lead singer of 3 Days Grace was not the person they're featuring. So I decided to look it up. Because it's not going to say it on Music Choice. They like to pretend that it never even happened at all, that he wasn't replaced. And I thought it was a recent thing. I'm like, no, it was 5 years ago. I'm like, holy shit. But I get the feeling that 3 Days Grace maybe still sings the old stuff. Maybe not. Maybe they don't want to do that. Maybe he is singing the old stuff at concerts. The new singer, who happens to be from the band that released Porn Star Dancing. What's that band? Anyway, it's not music I listen to. But he's doing both bands, and he is the brother of one of the band members, longtime band members of 3 Days Grace. 3 Days Grace is one of those bands that's been around for quite some time, just like Nickelback and just like Matchbox 20 and 3 Doors Down and Disturbed, ones that I don't know about because I only recently discovered Five Finger Death Punch, and they may have been around but no, not a lot of bands have been around, I don't think, for like 20 plus years. Kid Rock's been around forever. Without a Cause, I was listening to in my fucking 20s. Reveling in, shall we say. Better. Reveling in my 20s. I'm a fist of rage, 1 foot in the grave. I'm a fist of rage, far from saved. I'm a razor blade slitting through a wrist of hate. Oh. Eminem, I used to listen to that. He's gotten too fucking political on the opposite side of me, so not that I'm on one side or the other, like rigidly, but I'm not crazy. I used to like Eminem a long time ago. There's still songs that are on my MP3 player. There's still some songs I like. I like that song he created with Rihanna, where he's the abuser, you know. her, the character, and doesn't understand why she doesn't want to stay with him. Because he supposedly is going to be better, but they always say they're going to be better. My mom's abusive alcoholic boyfriend turned husband from my ages 4 to 12. Every time he's got shit-faced and hurt us, or threatened to hurt us, or whatever. Like, I'll never drink again. Just like the Jimmy Fay and Baker, they were actually featured. You know, when he got caught, they're crying. I'm so sorry, Mom. I didn't watch that. I caught a little bit of it because I think I'd flipped it over or something. I watched a little bit of it, but I knew back then they were a joke. But that's another thing about our world, where all these people can just cling to cults or cling to that kind of, and Tammy Faye, they were leading the high life with all this money and that they got from their congregation, and oh my God. My camera's getting closer and closer to being on its last legs. Now it has no hand, now it has no string, no, you know, so I can hold on to it tight, and if I'm in the middle of creating, if I drop it when I'm trying to do something, whatever, it's like, you know, it's getting closer and closer to its last.